The Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee of the All Progressives Congress says it is now ready for its national convention on March 26th as it releases the timetable and guidelines for that convention. The sale of forms for aspirants into elective positions have commenced and is expected to be on sale for 4 days. Screening of aspirants is expected to take place on the 19th of March, while the highly anticipated convention will take place exactly a week later. Now, aspirants interested in the position of national chairman are to purchase forms at the cost of 20 million naira. For the position of deputy national chairmanship, aspirants are to buy the forms for 10 million naira, while the form for the zonal chairman position and other offices will be sold for 5 million naira. Now, according to the Convention Planning Committee, female aspirants and physically challenged persons will pay only 50% of the prescribed fees for each position. Now, the convention will serve as a platform for the APC to test the waters on conducting its primaries, which will commence between April 4th and June 3rd for all public offices. It will also serve as avenue for aspirants who intend to fly the APC presidential flag in 2023 to engage in horse trading with the future party officials. Well, for more on this, I'm now being joined by Moses Chiahemba Ayom, who is a presidential aspirant of the ruling All Progressives Congress and also a Middle Belt presidency advocate. So good to have you, Ayom. And let's start with your party, the APC. Don't you think that these monies are so high? If the APC is asking the national chairmanship aspirant to pay 20 million naira, that means the presidential aspirants like you would pay 50 million or even 100 million. Don't you think that's too much?
Thank you so very much for giving me this opportunity to be on this platform. I have prayed for this kind of a platform to be able to have opportunity to review out my opinion to Nigeria. First and foremost, you talked about the fees for the form. I can tell you straight away that it is extremely very high. It is quite high because it's expected that even if you are not a millionaire, you should qualify to contest for a chairmanship. So supposing you are not in a position that you can get 20 million naira, doesn't mean you can't contest. So I feel it's on the high side. However, that's the decision of the national party. I can't question it. I'm talking as a professional, as a business person. Okay.
So in all of this, we've seen the APC also saying that women will have some opportunities being given to them, and those that are physically challenged. Is it a sort of way to also remedy that huge cost of 20 million for national chairmanship ticket, 10 million for deputy national chairmanship ticket? Would we say that the party was trying to also be fair from that perspective?
Oh, as a matter of fact, normally when it comes to physically challenged, when you travel around the world, you see that when you go to shopping malls, you see that physically challenged have their own special places. And as a matter of fact, there's always empathy for them. So if APC is doing that, they are doing what is very, very needful. And especially for the gender, the whole world is talking about the gender equality of the women. So I'm also quite impressed if they took that kind of decision. As a matter of fact, there will be nothing wrong in saying for physical challenge, it should be free of charge. There's nothing wrong about that. However, I say the decision of the party, I can't question it, but I'm happy with that decision.
Now, what do you make of your party's preparation for the national convention? There's supposed to be a national executive committee meeting on Thursday, and that is from there we'll know how the convention will shape it out. Are you positive about this convention? Do you think it will hold in the midst of all this crisis we've seen? 2 persons emerging in over a week as national chairman, interim national chairman, and all of that. How optimistic are you?
Extremely very optimistic for this reason. There is no house that does not have crisis, even our personal homes, especially where you're talking whereby people want to take over power. Anywhere there is power and there's resources, there's tend to be rancor. So this is expected. I'm a professional, I'm not just a politician. About 2 weeks ago, I had to speak at the banquet hall whereby professionals, APC professionals, organize a summit. I was there, and the vice president was there. In fact, the acting president now was there, and I was happy that within the convention, I was able to know that politicians are different from professionals. That's what I heard that. So as a professional, I will tell you that the rancor in the party is inevitable, and I don't think it's even so much, because in the business where I come from, you see when people are struggling over trying to take over whatever. It's more fierce. And if you remember, in those years, sometimes they'll be doing party crisis, there'll be gunshots and all that. There's been no gunshot on any of this one. It's just boardroom politics. Where I come from, the business angle, the corporate world, there are more issues, more burning issues at the board than this one. So this is not an issue at all. They will learn from mistakes.
Very interesting indeed.
Yes.
Now tell us about your presidential aspiration. You have said that you want to contest for the office, for the APC presidential ticket.
Right.
You want to contest for president. In the midst of all these huge political leaders, top political leaders like Bola Tinubu and maybe potential Yemi Osinbajo, we've heard David Umahi wants to come out. We've heard Rocha Sokorocha wants to come out. What chance do you stand? I mean, you are from Benue State in the middle belt. What chance do you stand against all these people? Because from the party zoning that we have seen too, for the APC national office ticket,
right,
it looks like the presidential ticket is going south and not north, and you are from the north central.
That's thank you so very much. This is a very burning question that I want Nigerians to listen. If I have my way, I will make sure that this process, this program is being repeated over and over because of what I want to tell Nigerians.
Interesting indeed.
Yes.
And what's that?
I'll tell you. You see, even the crisis in the PDP, sorry, the crisis in the APC, the crisis in the country that we're experiencing today are all man-made and they are not insurmountable. Now, what is the situation? Let me tell you, because let me quickly take you a bit back. The crisis in this country is all boiled down to what you call justice, equity, and fairness. Those three words, and according to Trinity. Therefore, let me rush quickly before I get you tired waiting. I keep you in suspense. You talk of presidential aspirant Bola Tinubu, you talk of Yemi Osinbajo and all that. From my opinion, those who have not declared, I think they will not declare. But I'll come to Bola Tinubu because he has declared. But for Yemi Osinbajo that you mentioned his name, which he has not declared, I don't think he will declare.
Interesting. What makes you so confident about that?
Oh no, he will not declare. Because, in fact, there can be no better time than this time that he is the acting president. Before I came here, I released letters, press letters, and advert, because I've done a letter, an open letter to the acting president, Yemi Osinbajo, asking him to do the needful. He is not just the acting president, but he is a child of God. He is a very strong Christian where I belong to. He is a leader and a pastor. He is a professor of law.
So what do you expect him to do?
I'll tell you. That's what I give me 2 minutes. He's a professor of law. And in law and in the Christianity where he is, the only thing that embodies this is fairness, equity, and justice. Therefore, for the acting president, he won't go for that. Why should I say that? As a lawyer who talks about equity, fairness, and justice, as a pastor in the Christian who talks about equity, fairness, and justice, as an acting president, Nigeria is always talking about equity, fairness, and justice. Where is equity, fairness, and justice if a Yemi Osinbajo, the acting president, say he wants to contest for president? He can't do that.
Isn't it his constitutional right?
Never.
Seek that?
On this.
I mean, are you afraid to challenge him?
No. Get me right.
For the APC presidential ticket?
No, get me right. No, at all. In no way, because I know I have, first and foremost, I'm not speaking as a regional person. I'm not speaking as a clanist person. But I'm saying that there has been so much of injustice, inequity, and unfairness to a particular region called Middle Belt over the years. And the Lord Almighty God, Allah, is not happy with this country. And that's why those crises are coming up. Therefore, I am saying for the acting president, who I said is a professor of law, that only preaches fairness, equity, and justice. And as a pastor, all he does is fairness, equity, and justice. So where is the justice if he wants to come and run for presidency? That says the beginning of democracy. Since the beginning of democracy, we have never had it. It has been a ping-pong game. South, south, and north. And don't forget that we remember one time when MKO Abiola ran the election and they said it was fair, free. I supported him heavily and it didn't work out. Nigerians made sure that they were compensated when the next dispensation came. That was when Obasanjo now became the president. We all rallied around for him. As if it was not enough, the dispensation came again. Osibanjo, from the same state again, is made the vice president, running for 8 years. 8 years of Obasanjo, 8 years of the acting president, 16 years, and you think they have equity and fairness and justice to say that they want to go in for it when the whole region has been snuffed out.
Okay. Why do you think that you, coming out from the North Central geopolitical zone, stands a better chance? Why should the North Central be given an opportunity? I mean, we have also heard Yahya Bello, who is the governor of Kogi State, saying that the North Central should be given an opportunity. Why do you think that the North Central shouldn't just go out and contest against the Southwest, South-South, and anyone? It's like
no, we can do that, and we are doing that, and that's why I'm in the feed. And that's why Yahya Bello is in the field. Okay, we are doing that. But we are saying the party leaders. Now, coming back, because you mentioned His Excellency Ahmed Bola Tinubu, in the letter, and I'm appealing to him, and appealing to you, the media people, to also ask questions, because we have a lot of role to play. As an APC leader, right? I've known him way back when he was a senator in charge of banking, finance, appropriation, and currency. I've followed him that long, and I know that he is somebody who has also given a big cover and given a wonderful support to Nigeria being into democracy. And I also know the role he also played in the major and in APC. He has done so well. But again, I've listened to him. For equity, fairness, and justice, he should please step aside and use his influence as a party leader to please tell them that they still have a chance of making sure that the presidency is zoned in the right place. In the right place, because the injustice meted on this zone is too much.
Isn't it part of trying to right the alleged injustice you have talked about that has made the APC to now zone its national chairmanship ticket to the North Central?
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. I told you that since the existence of Nigeria, since Nigeria started, we have been cheated, we have been marginalized, we have been compressed. In fact, we have a problem of even mentally now, to a large extent that even as a middle better, even when you say you want to go for presidency, your brother, your wife, your sister, your friends will say, are you sure?
That's because if we are to be fair to other parts of the country, the middle belt or North Central, as it is, has produced a military head of state in person of Yakubu Gowon, in the person of Ibrahim Babangida, and then in the person of Abdusalam
and all that.
So, hasn't the country be fair to the
No. If we are discussing a military junta government, you tell me that we're not discussing military junta here.
Yeah, but
I'm coming, sir. We're not talking of people taking power by the power of gun here. We are talking about democracy, and that's why I'm here. And that's why you are also free here. So I'm saying democratically. I'm not saying, so except you are saying that I can also come now and go and look at a gun and come and say, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that. I am saying democratically, except you are saying that we should go back to coups. Except you are saying that.
I don't think that anyone is advocating for that.
So better next time, I think I want us to play. You don't ask a middle better this kind of question.
Well, I mean, these are the questions that Nigerians are asking. No, you don't exclude a Yakubu Gowon or Babangida or Abdusalami from the national conversation.
Very true.
On leadership.
Oh, very true. Very true. Except, that's what I'm saying. Except you are putting legitimacy to people who took power by the barrel of gun, which I am saying that constitutionally we are saying that it's not right. But if you are telling me in the studio of Arise today that there's no problem about taking guns, taking arms, and telling a president to leave that place, then you can talk about that.
It's a part of our history that we can't run away from.
But I know, but I'm saying that the fact, sorry sir, I'm coming sir. I am saying that the fact that a wrong was done, second wrong was done, it doesn't make it right.
Okay, now let's talk about the APC as a political party. What makes you think that it's a viable political platform that the North Central can latch on to actually get its presidential ambition realized, just like you have said? I mean, I guess that's what brought you out.
Oh yes, very well. You said, first and foremost, I am not in the race because I am not pushing because I'm a middle better. No, I'm not pushing because I'm from Benue or a chief man. First and foremost, I am a Nigerian.
Interesting.
First and foremost, I'm a Nigerian. Why I was narrowing this is because of those Trinity words: fairness, equity, and justice. And it's always good to look at them to be able to guide our environment. However, I am saying that first, APC is the right platform. And for me personally, now let me go a bit personal now. For me, I don't think any of them contesting in APC is as prepared like Moses Ayom. I don't think any of them have been able to be mentally guided by our President Muhammad Buhari. I can tell you that Moses Ayom technically is being endorsed by this federal government.
Interesting.
Yes.
So what makes you confident that you will win the APC presidential ticket if you are on the same ballot with Ebola Tinubu, on the same ballot on a potential Yemi Osinbajo, on the same ballot with a potential David Umahi, Rochas Okorocha, and all of these persons? What gives you the confidence?
Well, first and foremost, even with them, I can challenge them so well, because I'll tell you why. But like I said, I'll go back again. Until the letter I've written to them after this interview, if I still see that Ahmed Bola Tinubu senator is still going for it, is not coming back to support for equity, justice, and fairness, the middle bed, to take the presidency, then I can answer those questions. But for now, let me assume that they won't do it, because I know they are men of integrity.
So you keep insisting that the Southwest should not seek the presidency.
They will not. I know that
they've had 8 years of presidency in the Fourth Republic and then 8 years of vice presidency.
Yes, so I am saying that they will not. That's I'm telling you. Hold on, I'm saying that he's not being reminded. Nigerians is, I don't want to say a funny country. No, it's not. Nigeria is an interesting country. Because yes, he has done so well for the country. He has done so well for Lagos. He has done so well for the party. He has planted people. He has invested in human beings. He's a fantastic human being. I know him. Like I said, while I was running a boutique hotel in Lagos, Bed Dorchester on Bishop Oluwole, I was a landlord of the Emir of Bogu that died. May his soul rest in peace. His Excellency Ahmed Bola Tinubu, as a governor, was putting him in my hotel for more than 8 years. For more than 8 years. So I know exactly what I'm talking about. So I am saying that he is not reminded. I'm talking of Excellency.
So you're here to remind him.
I am reminding him.
Interesting.
Nigerians have not done that.
But I would like to actually hear your view on the Southeast. People from the Southeast who are also coming out. Because we have talked about the Southwest now. How about the likes of Rochas Okorocha, David Umahi, and all of that?
Let me also tell you, one of them,
I think, exactly,
one of them, I think, Oji Kalu, I think I respected him for saying that. One of them said that if it is zoned to Southeast, he will contest. If it is zoned to Southeast. So, on a general basis now, I know that even the Southeast can't even talk about it, because democratically they have had it so many times.
Interesting. We have never had...
Zik was there, Ekweme was there as a vice president.
Well, Zik was a ceremonial president, and Ekweme was a vice president.
Exactly. And I'm saying that North Central, Middle Belt have never produced even vice president or president since the beginning of democracy. So they do
right.
Exactly. So they have also had their own fair share. It is only us. And let me quickly say this. The crisis that Middle Belt are facing is worse than that of Ukraine. Ukraine is just 44 million people. What have they happened to them? We have close to about 60 million. Over the year, for the past 50 years, we have been marginalized. We have been molested when it comes to power sharing. But don't forget that when it has to come to knit this company together, it is the Middle Belt.
Okay,
you do know
but the Middle Belt is part of the North. I mean, the Middle Belt is the political term for the North Central.
We are Middle Belt.
They are part of the North. And if the North has had more reign over the political space, who do you blame?
No. If you are taking me as a northerner, then I don't have any issue why I should be arguing here. But I'm saying that I'm a middle belt. I'm quickly to say it is this middle belt that knits this country together. During the Civil War, it was us. Even when they were doing the mining, the re-mining it was in George. The headquarters of this country now is given by the Middle Belt, and the Benue State is the food basket of the nation. So everything we give to this nation, but when it comes to sharing or presidency, we are never part of it. And I'm saying that those are the reasons that we're having this crisis, and this is the right time, until it is collectively, and the media have to play a very big role by asking questions.
Unfortunately, we're out of time.
I also want to quickly thank Mr. Emefiele, the central bank governor, who did so much to me when I traveled the president to China.
No, well, that's a topic for another day.
I know.
We must thank you, Moses Ayom, who is a presidential aspirant on the platform of the All Progressives Congress, and we can only wish you well as you go into the field with all the big sharks in the party to actually slug it out at the APC primaries that will be coming up between April 4th and then June 3rd. Well, that's how it's been for this edition of the Arise interview, a very interesting one for that matter.